Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Horizon, episode 9. And in episode 9 we get to find out that Shiro, basically he bought the guild hall with the money he was used for last episode. And so now he controls all the guild funds and all the guild membership for this entire city. And he's kind of formed his own like United Nations of the guilds. To get to find out why Sojiro was important from the last episode, the last couple episodes when we first meet him. The storyline at this point has been really, I don't know how to say it. It has like its moments where you're genuinely interested and you're like, ah, and then you're just like, ah, and then you're like, and then you're like, and then it like calms down and becomes this kind of long, monotonous conversation of some sorts. Especially this whole talk about, you know, making this city a better place. I wasn't really expecting a great speech, but I was expecting a persuasive speech. And it kind of devolved into, I have everybody's stuff. And if you don't obey me, I got your stuff. And so it became like a blackmail thing. Like I really kind of wanted him to offer some sort of alternative that would make everyone just agree. They'd be like, oh, that makes sense. And then, you know, using the logic, the power of logic, to make people say that's the better choice, is to make this a better place. So right now, they've just finished concluding their talks, and now Shiro has pretty much explained the situation to all the other guild masters, and they're all, as I assumingly, going to just go with it, and we're going to get to our next arc. Now it's probably going to be a travel to another city, I'm assuming. I mean, there's only so much you can do in this town, and when people get bored of this town, I'm assuming they're going to start venturing off further and further away from this city, and maybe they'll activate some sort of event, and that event will come in and cause people to mass migrate off into the world. Because right now people just seem to be staying in this one spot, in this kind of small area. Still interested in how the Black Swords Knights are going to fight and do their thing when they got into a confrontation with someone. I don't know which confrontation that's going to be. It looks like kind of these, the Silver Swords, those guys who just left the meeting from this episode, it looks like they're going to be a problem. I'm assuming that they're going to be a problem later on. Because this series so far, I mean, well, it is not, I wouldn't say it's completely bad, but it's like telling us stuff that's going to happen, giving us little hints, little nitbits each previous episode, and just kind of feeding us the story. It's like, ugh. Does it feel to anybody besides me that the characters seem to be getting more and more generic as we're going on? I don't know. I have a horrendous feeling that this series is the writer took like is half asleep or something, because the characters, it seems, are pretty there. They're not that unique from each other, and I mean, they have their own personalities, and they have their own jobs and classes, and they have their own separate guilds they have their own ideology. And I don't know. I mean, I could see it from the beginning. It was kind of like that, but I was hoping, like, as we get more characters in, that it would balance itself out. Because I mean, having a cliche hero group is fine, but if the support characters are not that cliche, then it kind of draws you in. They're taking too much from other things, and they need to really focus on just individual characters and not so much, I mean, just on how they act and how they will like respond to things. Number one thing keeping me going through the series right now, as I feel like the strain of I feel like the story itself is kind of buckling under the characterization, is like just subpar, is just that one scene, okay? Not besides the fact that the first episode was good and it had all that, ooh, we're in a new place, you know, Shiro was a high level and all that legendary stuff. It's like that one scene when he was remembering his past with the Tea Debauchery group, and also when he made the new group, the Tea Debauchery, and when he also made the devious announcement that he had the entire guild under his command. It's just it has these moments. It has these freaking moments that are good, and then it has like a freaking heart attack halfway, and this pan, like it go from like serious to like, oh, well, now we're at Katsuki and she's being chased by that freaking Henrietta and being dressed up as a maid doll. Immersion has died again. Also not enough build up for me to believe a lot of the relationships in this series is how it's supposed to be. God, you know? But anyway, I'm going to plow through it. I still have hopes for this series. And, I mean, this series has a lot more episodes to go. We'll see. We'll see. Episode 10. Here we go.